Scorpio, welcome back to Steampunk Psyche. If you are a returning subscriber, you have all of my love, all of my love. That's a good song. It's just endless. Anyway, if you're brand new to the channel or just cross-watching for your particular sign, make sure you check out my playlist, okay? Sometimes these resonate with you, sometimes they don't. Don't hate the reader. I'm just going to give to you as many explanations as I can about the cards, okay? Do not forget that I always start your reading off with haiku poems. I hope you can appreciate that. Okay, we are going to give you the down low and we'll talk about the categories. All right. Scorpio, I wish for you peace, abundance, health, wealth, stability. I wish for you that the universe shows you all of the signs necessary to make your next move. I hope that you are leading by intention, by intuition, love, peace, harmony. All right, I'm going to lay out these cards. We're going to talk about it. We've got your present energy, your crossing challenge. We have your foundation. We have the recent past. We have the possibilities, the near future. We have the self, the environment, the hopes, fears, wishes, or worries, and the outcome and the direction. Really cool. Okay. All right, Scorpio, check it out. I'm going to take a look at these cards, and while I'm doing that, I have your brand new poems from Haiku Corner. I'll be right back. Okay, Scorpio, we open up this reading with the Knight of Swords. And what I'm picking up on here is some of you may resonate as the divine masculine, some of you may resonate as the divine feminine. I am not getting gender specific here, but what I am saying is this could look like a spiritual awakening, but also a reunion coming back together of some kind here. Okay, just take what resonates with you. I have some examples of the cards that I'm going to use, and maybe this will help you understand what I'm getting from here. We're talking about this goddess kind of a god energy here. You know, it reminds me of the old stories. You know, the Greek mythology and stuff of like Inanna or Ishtar or something. It's like the moment I know my power. You know, it's like this goddess who descends, dies, you know, resurrects and returns, you know, more powerful. She's sovereign, sexuality, war, love, all those, you know, cosmic authorities here. And then, you know, the masculine energy I'm picking up on is like the Hades Pluto story. You know, it's that awakening. It's the ruling my own transformation, you know, death, rebirth, this hidden power. You know, both of these gods, or both the examples or the examples, you know, they don't need to be seen, you know, or to be obeyed. Okay, what I'm getting at is just there's definitely an energy that's moving fast here, spiritually speaking, or someone could be like coming towards you here. You know, like I said, it could be either side here, but there's definitely a truth. Okay, that somebody or both of you, you're not able to outrun anymore. Okay, this is I can't pretend, you know, that I don't feel this connection. I don't feel what I'm feeling here. Okay, so it's really that's why I started off the reading like that. You know, it's hey, it's that late night text, man. We got to talk, or you know what I mean. It's just I've been watching you. I've been watching your posts. You know, seconds after I send, they're returning a message. So this got that same kind of fast movement type of energy here. You know, somebody who may have hesitated in the past. You know, They're bold, right? It's almost an impulsive energy here. Okay, I don't know. Maybe some of you may have cut off, some kind of a draining type connection, without warning. But it's got an energy that's like sudden. This could be talking about some kind of a job lead or something like that, or some kind of a client inquiry. If some of you guys are, you got some side hustles going on or something like that, your business, something could be picking up very rapidly here. But I feel like, this could have been like a conversation that kind of escalated quickly, and maybe some truth came out for you. I don't know, maybe you're feeling pulled to stay, or to say something maybe that you've been holding back. It's just got that very, the feminine energy in this is like intuitive, it's sharp, and the boundaries are up and very aware. Okay, so that masculine energy is going to be the impulsive or direct or restless. Like I said, I'm not using gender specific here, so we both have a balance of both, so we know that we could be in our masculine or in our feminine energy. So just take what fits there. Some of you could be seeing synchronicities around this, like their name popping up, disappearing, reappearing, seeing something on a license plate, on billboards, just on your screen. You've been thinking about them, and you open up your screen and there's a video of somebody that's got, the appearance or similarities or something, something you may have exchanged or talked about or laughed about, whatever it is. But anyway, just take what applies here. Okay, we're going to talk about this challenge card. We got the devil. This is another one of those moments, right? Just take it with a grain of glitter. I'm going to be soft with it, but it's like there's this magnetic pull. This is all about desire. It's obsession, it's fear, it's temptation, all those things, right? But I am hooked on you, and you're hooked on them. And I think this is calling out for the honesty in this connection, the desire, the dynamics, it needs some kind of a clarity, right? So maybe it feels a little addictive, and not so much casual for some of you. This is you've been checking on their socials obsessively, right? Or they've been checking on yours. This is I get maybe a masculine energy who wants like the control, but there's that vulnerability issue going on. Maybe the feminine energy who, I don't know, maybe is feeling the pull as well, but kind of just losing herself in it. So it has that situationship that keeps kind of looping, right? And you're both, I don't know, both of you are declaring your independence, but you're wanting the freedom, but you're craving, the closeness of it. It's just got that intense masculine energy, possessive, passionate, territorial, and it's got the feminine, resisting the old patterns and very magnetic. So the both of you are feeling the same resonating energy here, okay? Especially when you're thinking about it. This is like goosebumps. This is that goose flesh, right? I don't know, your nervous system gets a little bit alarmed, gets triggered anytime you're around this person. You can't speak, kind of clam up, blah, 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 So, all right, we're going to talk about the foundation, though. All right, we got this King of Pentacles. I feel like the both of you have this same kind of energy. It doesn't have to be the masculine energy here, but I feel like this is stability. That's at the root of everything, okay? So it's like, some of you could be talking about your careers here along with this connection, whatever that may be. Emotional maturity, it's the bringing somebody into your life with the emotional maturity, right? So I don't know, it's attracting somebody who definitely sees your value here. Okay, so we could be talking about like status or influence or something like that. Somebody could be watching you, kind of a high powered masculine energy. I don't know, maybe a boss or somebody you work around or a mentor that you believe in or trust or something like that. Maybe, I don't know, about to offer some kind of an opportunity here for you. This has got long-term stability. This is long-term commitment. Okay. This is, I'm the stable one in this family. I'm the stable one in this relationship, kind of just put it where it applies here. But for some of you, it could be like you're attracting an older person, maybe somebody a little more established or something like that, but for others, it's like, I don't know, maybe you're just seen as like the safe choice. Okay. You could be the older person and the more mature in this situation or whatever, but I don't know, you may have been seen as the safe choice, but I feel like you're also being seen as the sexy choice, right? So this has got that, fox, silver fox kind of energy as well, but it doesn't have to be. It could be in the feminine position as well, but this is grounded. It's got provider energy, receptive energy, both male or masculine and female, right? Discerning, just self-respective kind of an energy here. For some of you, you could be seeing synchronicities around like gold coins or, like rings or something like that. It just talks about like, as far as synchronicities is concerned, it would be the equivalent of like commitment type energy that's forming, right? The ring, united, that type of thing. So, and the gold coins, just because of the coinage, right? The king of coin. Anyway, we're going to talk about the recent past. Let's do this. Let's talk about the tower. Okay, this is another moment. Yep, take it with a grain of glitter. Something collapsed. For some of you, this could have been like an old relationship, a job, or even the illusion of this connection or a commitment that you thought was there, but something freed you. The foundation broke loose. Okay, a sudden truth. That job that ended maybe unexpectedly for some. And put you in a position of that holy shit moment, right? Forgive my mouth, but I'm just saying it was something abrupt. The energy was very abrupt, very masculine type energy, pulling away or just feeling like that crash. Okay. For some of you, I don't know, the feminine energy may have just kind of came to the senses like, hey, I deserve hella more than this, right? This could look like, a family conflict for some of you that may have just kind of blew up in the background, or like I said, that financial scare or something that kind of just forced a shift maybe in your life here. Okay. For others, it could look like a move or relocation. And once again, that kind of just upends everything, and the energy kind of gets intense, trying to get just trying to put your feet back down on the ground and get focused. Anyway, it's got both, masculine and feminine energy. It's a reactive, avoidant, and the feminine energy would be like that awakening, maybe that a releasing type of energy. So some of you could be, really going through some kind of a spiritual awakening here. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of the natural, general kind of information about tower. But there you go. Okay. Anyway, I feel like it's like a time for you of rest, of much needed rest. It's like a reset, that recovery reset moment. So just take what applies there. Okay. We're going to talk about the possibilities. We got this high priestess energy here, the triple moon. We could be talking about Pisces energy here as well. Don't have to be, but it could be maybe in your timeline. But this is like both of your intuitions becoming razor sharp, masculine, feminine. Like I said, I feel like you already know the truth, about somebody's feelings here, and some of you could be having some kind of like the psychic connections, the 5D conversations, dreaming about this person, really having those moments where, it feels as natural as if you're speaking right to this person. Some of you, this relationship could have or could still be just in the 5D, and you're waiting for this to come into the 3D. Some of you are experiencing that other kind of scenario where, the energies just aren't lining up, right? And so intuitively, what I'm trying to get at is like, this person says one thing, but you're feeling the energy that's different. Okay. Their actions aren't really lining up with what the energy is kind of being consistent with you. So some of you are, I don't know, some of you kind of like feel the shift in the connection maybe before it happens. Like I said, there's, maybe you're having like predictions about your own career, or something like that. Or, I don't know, you feel that soulmate or that kind of a twin flame energy. It's just kind of mirroring each other. And I don't know, it's sensing something maybe without like the proof in the background here. Okay. But I know, somebody is definitely checking out your socials. This has got spiritual upgrade in it, right? Just definitely being guided towards some kind of a new path here. So, the masculine energy in this, like I said, not gender specific, but the masculine energy, you would be in that confused, but kind of drawn in energy, right? And the feminine energy is more in the psychic, the receptive kind of power. So you both could be experiencing this, at the same time. Like I said, that's why that energy would be really shifty for a lot of you, which causes a lot of confusion for some of you. It's that push-pull retreat. You feel an intuitive nudge to maybe reach out, and then somebody pulls away, and then you're like, what the hell? So some of you could be experiencing some of that right now, right? I don't know. Some of you could be like dreaming, like you've been on an elevator. This is kind of out there, but I'm just saying, elevators in our dreams, they kind of give you that going up or down, but I feel like what that's talking about is maybe your intuition is rising up, right, in different types of levels. Some of you could be dreaming about climbing like a staircase, you know what I mean? A slow spiral staircase, feeling like, I don't know, you just like, you have that feeling like you're not going anywhere. But then once you get to to a certain section, you turn around, you look down, and you realize just how far you've come. So that's kind of what that synchronicity would represent here. Okay. All right, let's talk about the near future. Ten of Swords. Another little soft landing here, but this is about a pattern that's dying. This is a chapter that's closed finally, right? It's like, look, I'm gonna phrase this as gentle as I can. This is the toxic patterns that ended. The karmic ties or whatever that are dissolving. I'm no longer chasing. It's the someone who was emotionally unavailable. It could look like, I don't know, a job title or something like that somebody put a lot of meaning to. That's like it's ending. And so there's that opportunity for the opening of the new path. If you'll notice, there still is a sunset behind these ten of swords. So there is the hope in that card as well. It could be like releasing guilt or shame for some of you. I don't know. If we're talking about like the masculine energy, it would be like realizing that, damn it, I can't lose you again. I've got to step up. I got to pull myself together. The feminine energy would be like, I'm no longer apologizing for my needs. I said it's over. Everything's done here, right? That's walking away from like that karmic loop or those repeating loops, right? But it's definitely got the masculine energy. Feels like for some it may feel like this regret, or like I said, that spiritual awakening. This could have been the moment for the masculine energy, not gender specific, but and the feminine energy would look like liberation and clarity for, so take what resonates there. Use your intuition on how that appears to you. There could be a lot of synchronicities behind this sign too. Okay, I'm talking about like some of the R&B throwback Scorpio. I had to give you that, right? R&B moments. There it is. I'm not familiar with a lot of these songs, but I'm just trying to say, I'm trying to stay with the flow here and say there's a lot of times this brings back and opens up some of that chicka wah wah, maybe a little kundalini rising, something like that. Just take what fits here. But I'm just saying it's talking about like emotional closure. And for some of you, it's that definite awakening. It has lit a spark within you. Okay. All right. We're going to talk about the self here. We got the moon. Once again, we could be talking about Pisces energy here. We don't have to be. Excuse me. But we are definitely talking about intuition, the mysteries, that deep, right now, what's taking place. People can't read you, right? It's driving somebody fucking wild. Okay. I'm telling you, I'm picking up on this. It's like, what is your next move? You are way more private than my energy can stand, so it's got either one of you or both of you confused but obsessed, right? It could look like the feminine energy, is like that, maybe guarded or protected, and the masculine energy is still in that confusion. Okay, this is way more psychic than usual. Like I said, with that high priestess energy, we're talking about 5D here. We're talking about, uh, like I said, I just kind of got those feelings. I'm dreaming about you. We're having these, late night conversations at 3:33 in the morning, right? 4:44 in the morning. We're witching hour. That type of energy here. This is like, I feel like it's like both of you navigating fear and like your desires, simultaneously here. Okay, it's what's behind these two towers, right? So the masculine energy would look, like uncertain and maybe just still, watching, and the feminine energy is more like very intuitive, very guarded. Okay. The moon card, we do have the wolf down here at the bottom. Okay. Some of you could resonate with the spirit animal, the wolf. Okay. And so it's like, this is like stepping into the instincts. The wolf has that very instinctual, they hunt in packs. They're strategic, that planning type of energy. So this could be what kind of energy you're stepping into. It's planning that move, moving forward. Okay. All right. In the environment, we have the 10 of Cups. This is really good. This is fulfillment. It's love. It's family. It's connection, harmony, all the kind of the generic versions of what 10 of Cups, recognize. But I feel like what it is either both of you see each other as like family, future partner material. You're my girl, you're my man, you know what I mean? You're my husband, you're my wife, you're that partner that it feels like something is deepening. I want to go deep with you. This is invitation, you know, to somebody's inner circle here. Okay. The masculine energy is imagining that life with you. You know, the feminine energy is, I feel emotionally safe here and protected. You know, it's deeper connection to community or family. For some of you, it could be like coming back together with friends or family type of structure. But I feel like this is a, I don't know, this is a non-calculated kind of energy that says, I'm going to take the joy in all the small moments here, right? Really enjoying the open-hearted kind of a feminine, receptive, you know, nature, and the masculine energy both. So I don't know. Again, maybe some repeating synchronicities around this, like number 1010, something like that. A brand new start, a brand new beginning. The alignment card is what that's talking about. Okay, so anyway, take what fits. We're going to talk about the hopes, fears, the wishes, and the worries, and we've got the 9 of Wands. You're tired, right? I get it. Both of you are tired, but you're not done. You know, this is I want love, but the old wounds, the old patterns, I'm done with that. And I feel like so there's a bit of a hesitation, right, to maybe trust what you're feeling, trust the you know, your intuition is very heightened right now. So in that there are some repeating fears, and that's why that moon came out, right? Try to remind us of the illusions behind things, okay? The connection that you want, but still protecting your heart. Okay, so the masculine energy here is like, I don't want to lose control, and the feminine energy is, you know, maybe perhaps abandonment or something like that. But for others, it could be just being cautious. You know, maybe like with your finances or something. You know, you're trying to rebuild confidence here. Um, Afraid of being maybe misunderstood. You know, so it's like, I don't know, just kind of really getting in touch with all the boundaries, uh, you know, that have been exposed through this awakening, through this soulmate connection, or through this twin flame journey, however it resonates for you. Okay, definitely a boundary learning lesson here. Okay, all right. For some of you, you could be seeing like the numbers 717 again, angel numbers. You know, this is like on the edge of the breakthrough. Okay, and I feel like it's when you completely kind of just shift your focus on something. I feel like something is about to move here in a big way. I say that because in your outcome, in the direction, we've got the Ace of Wands. Okay, this is that spark, you know, that the ignition, you know, the passion, the new chapter, right? In love, career, you know, or both combined. Like I said, this could have a power couple dynamic that comes together to build something. We do have that 10 of Cups, right? So you know, this is the either the reignition of that spark, or for some of you, a brand new, right? Or at least the fulfillment of that journey that you've been on. You know, this is a creative project here, something that takes off, all right? Or you know, we did talk about maybe that job opportunity that's shifting if for some of you, like that, you know, behind the scenes kind of you know, working on your projects, working on, you know, your side hustles, that type of situation. But that's opportunity. You know, the Ace of Wands represents the divine offering of some kind. So, but for some of you, it's like, I feel alive again, and it's because the expression, you know, in this card, it's sexually it's got sexual tension. It's got, like I said, kundalini. It's got exciting news. It's reclaiming fire. Some of you could be dealing also with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius as well. Don't have to be, but you could be here. So it's definitely got masculine and feminine energy here. It's, you know, bold, it's passionate, you know, receptive, the magnetism, everything. But something is definitely about to shift loose here. You know what I mean? This is that new spark that's being lit. Okay. Okay, Scorpio. I'm feeling like, you know, I, I feel like this is this is originating from your own power for both of you. Okay, it's you've stepped out of old patterns. You know, you've seen that with the moon. It's the high priestess showing the intuition. You know, there's somebody drawn towards coming towards the both of you, whether this is career or whether this is that relationship. This is the my heart is healing or healed or healing. You know, in the process of it, but I feel like it's romantic. You know, it's creative, where it's maybe even both of those. You know, it's just the beginning of a chapter that I feel like is, you know, kind of like finally matching your depth here. You know what I mean? Um, it's all about clarity. It's about love. It's about the next chapter of your story. So I'm definitely feeling like this is a opportunity that is it's breaking loose for you, Scorpio. So hey, really cool read. You know what I mean? I appreciate being able to read this. Anyway, if you enjoyed it, let me know, would you? Give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscription button. You know, make sure you turn on your notifications. I'm gonna leave I'm gonna leave the videos from last week on there. If you want to check those out, go right ahead. Anyway, Scorpio, I love you. I respect you. I hope I get to see you on the next readings. Okay. All right. Bye bye.